Locomotion is a collective of community leaders, professionals, organisations that have collaborated and come together to tackle inequalities.
Locomotion is quite unique. It's a longer-term programme to look at the causes of problems rather than dealing with the symptoms of those problems.
I think Locomotion, enables us to take that time and to really understand the strengths within the place, the connections, the people, the opportunities.
Locomotion is what we always say that we want. We want long-term funding, we want it to be unrestricted, we want the agility and adaptability and the freedom to be able to map our own future, shape it ourselves. That for me is what Locomotion is about.
So it's about exploring what else is possible, bringing different people together in different combinations. This is a much more fluid way of working.
If I had one word to describe Locomotion, I think it would be about the trust. The trust in the community and the trust in the process. It's not very often that the local person gets to choose what happens in their community, and Locomotion has enabled that.
But the beauty of Locomotion is that there is a blank canvas, that we don't need to fit our innovation and our aspirations into a predetermined funding bid. And it's an opportunity for communities to really drive that. It's an opportunity for them to have the trust and the power and to really inform those decisions so that they can shape the things that matter to them.
For me, it's been educational, it's been empowering, enriching for me to meet professionals that are skilled, that are passionate. They want to really see Enfield prosper. They want to leave a legacy.
Once you start and explain this is about building relationships, this is about us working together and working out how we're going to change these things, that's opened up conversations that wouldn't happen any other way. I think the development of the card decks that we've used for the community conversation just prompts people to kind of think about who they are, where they want to be. And I think for me, this is about relationships, it's about networks, it's about creating conversations that couldn't happen without that external catalyst.
I think one of the main aims for Locomotion was to bring people together. Under the guise of Ffordd Ymlaen Streets Ahead and Llais Caerfyrddin, we've managed to bring people together who may not have worked together before. So we've got people from the LGBT community working together, alongside a climate group, alongside a group with mental health issues. This is building into something so important for the community, and these foundations will stay for a long time, I know they will.
I'm most proud of our lived experience members. They are incredible within the space. They hold the network to account.
We see a system shift. We see that the people are willing to help, and we see a positive change.
We've just got a really open, positive, respectful space where people can share ideas and thoughts, and there's no sense of them and us at all.
People like us never get to share their story. I felt that it was a really important thing to do. It was important for me, and for everybody else it feels like me.
I think it's really important that we're focusing very much on the us, because we want everyone to be involved with Locomotion, no matter who they are, where they're from. We really want everyone to sort of have a say.
We still have a lot to learn to be genuinely collaborative, constantly handing that power back, but keeping the momentum going is a really delicate balance.
People have different priorities, different agendas that they're keen for Locomotion to address, and rightly so. Yeah, it's not a comfortable thing, but it's not a problem as such. I'm more worried if they all agreed with each other and there wasn't that tension in the room.
The larger charities work in a very different way to some of the smaller voluntary organisations. Bringing all of those different approaches together has been at times challenging.
So a lot of the people we're trying to engage in the process, their priority is actually dealing with what's presented to them on a daily basis. For example, a theatre company called Doorstep Arts, some of the young people they're working with, they're aware that some of those people are going hungry. So how can you engage me in this more systemic, causal discussion when I'm dealing with this day in, day out?
There are challenges where things are disconnected and still kind of working in, silos, but I think one of the biggest changes that we've seen is we've started to create and kind of broker that space and broker that relationship between those strategic leaders and then also the community organisations.
We are seeing the impact starting to emerge. And I know from running longer term programmes before, it takes 2 years to build them up, it takes a bit of time to bed them in. By year 3 and 4, you're starting to see real change.
So I think what's possible is that we develop a network of people who represent all levels of the system, who are comfortable and confident working together, who have successfully created little changes and now want to continue to build on that. So the potential here is that we can achieve far more than you imagine is possible.
And when I talk about Locomotion to other people, I very often talk about the impact that we'll have post 2031. So actually, what things are we putting in place now that will benefit us in 2040, 2050, 120 years down the line? That question about being a good ancestor, what does that actually look like?
Whatever time, talent or treasure you invest in the Locomotion vision, there will be a return on that investment, because people are so receptive now. They want to prosper, they want to be productive, they want to see change.
I'd like to think that in 8 to 10 years' time, that we've got that community which is built on trust. That would be an amazing legacy for the town.
What we want is that people to be heard and people to be seen. People should know that there is no stigma related to poverty. And I think we want that change to happen.
I'm really hopeful for the future, and I feel quite a good responsibility of being here and being able to share my experience and encourage change.
We can make a difference, we can change, and that anyone out there that's thinking that they won't be heard, you will be heard, because I was heard.